So on June 8th, Josh Hartnett and Joel Egerton, man, I probably butchered one of those names. Hopefully I got them both right. I've probably seen Josh Hartnett in a movie or two. He looks super familiar. But apparently they are the frontrunners right now for Harvey Dent for Two-Face in the Batman Part 2. It's very interesting that they're going to be going that route and doing Harvey Dent in the second movie, and I really can't wait to see their rendition of Harvey Dent / Two-Face. We don't really know if he's actually going to be Two-Face in this movie, but it is very interesting that they're going to be going this route in the first place and doing something like that, and possibly even having like a Killing Joke type-esque story for Harvey Dent in this universe. And I think that those two actors really looked the part. They're like perfect. I really like their look, especially Josh Hartnett. He looks really good for the part. So I want to be disappointed to see either of them in this role, and I think that would be a really good decision to have Harvey Dent in this movie in the first place. So Clayface, Harvey Dent, just overall they're kind of putting more characters from the Batman mythos in this universe, and they already did that in the first game. So first movie. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to do that in this next movie and kind of introduce them in the Batman Saga. And it's very interesting that this whole saga might even have like a proper ending as well. I really hope that that's something that they actually are planning. I think that this franchise is incredibly important, and overall, I think it has to have its own type of theme, its own type of setting, its own type of tone, and I think that it has to stick to that and stay with that throughout its whole thing. It has to completely do its own thing and have it be its own self-contained story. And I really hope that they don't try to branch out and make this into like a Elseworld story, or try to make like Superman show up and save the day or some stupid shit like that. It really needs to be its own self-contained Batman story. And I think that personally, I think it would be very interesting to see this have a proper ending. Maybe do 5-6 movies, completely shut it down right after that, no more movies after that, have a complete set ending after that 6th movie. And I really think that would be really nice. Something like what The Dark Knight did, but on a more expansive level. And that's where the Batman in Part 2 and the Penguin comes in. Because when you look at the Penguin, it's literally at least what we've seen recently, it's been a limited series. So it's not going to be something that's going to be a huge, fucking multi-season story, and I doubt that's what they're really going for. They're really trying to bridge the gap between the Batman Part 1 and the Batman Part 2, and the Penguin is that type of gap bridger. So I really hope that they do that. I really want to see what they do for the Penguin, and I'm very excited to see what they do for, of course, this whole saga in general. I think that if they keep going this route, if they really do something like this for each movie, where one movie they have the main villain and a side villain, and then the side villain gets his own TV show, and the TV show is basically the in-between between the movies, it would be such a great idea. And that's such a good way to build up a universe too, because what other way do you do that besides making a TV show about it? You know what I mean? You have like 8 episodes to really flush out this world, flush out the villains that are going to be in the next movie. Penguin's probably going to be in the second movie, of course, and that's not nothing confirmed or anything, but realistically we could assume, just based off of the fact that he's getting his own TV show, that he's probably going to be in the second movie as well. So it's very cool that they could do stuff like that, and I really hope they continue to do that for the Batman Saga as well, because it just kind of makes it its own thing, and it makes it very special as well. I'm really excited to see what other characters they do that for, because I really hope they do that for like Clayface and whatnot, if Clayface is a big part, or we don't know who the next character is really going to be for the main villain. Nothing's really confirmed. I don't think Clayface is going to be the main villain. I think he's going to be a side villain that helps the main villain. I really hope the main villain is Scarecrow, and that would be very interesting to see Scarecrow come in here, mess with Gotham society, basically just completely make everybody completely crazy and scared of everything, and then have Clayface kind of come in there, trying to impersonate rather Bruce Wayne, or try to impersonate all these other people in Gotham, like maybe even Jim Gordon. That'd be horrible blackface joke. God damn it, Jeremy Johns. I watched a Jeremy Johns parody recently. It's not my fault. I also would think that seeing, him try to impersonate Harvey Dent would be interesting. All these types of ideas kind of come to mind when you think about what they could possibly do for, of course, Clayface and even Scarecrow himself, and I think that would be very nice. I think that Mr. Freeze, I don't know if that ship is completely sailed in Matt Reeves' mind. I think that he would love to do something like that, but personally, I don't think that he's going to be doing it just because everybody's expecting it. Everybody's been saying that they want it. Everybody's like, do it! But I really think that personally, Matt Reeves wants to do something else, and I think that universe is going to be kind of flushing itself out in a different way than Mr. Freeze. So, we could basically be hopeful that something like that might happen, like Mr. Freeze or a very crazy, fantastical villain comes in and be's the main villain. But we don't really know. We have to wait until, Clayface is presented and we see how Clayface is. And that's something that, it's really up in the air. We don't know if he's going to be a big clay monster or is just going to be some random guy who puts clay on his face and look completely different. So it's really up in the air. And until that, we can't really call out what this universe is going to be going and leaning towards. So, what I really like to see, is that Arkham Asylum show. I really hope that they do the Arkham Asylum show. That's something that will be really incredible to see to kind of bridge the gap again. Throw Clayface into freaking Arkham Asylum, have Riddler there, have Joker there, have them all there and start freaking interacting, and that'd be very, very fun to see. I would love to see some type of interaction between all those villains and just all the villains in general. I think that that's something that needs to be kind of in this overall universe, and having it be a show. If the Penguin show is successful, I think that they'll do the Arkham Asylum show, and that'll bridge the gap in between Batman Part 2 and Batman Part 3, and then we'll see more villains kind of rise up, and maybe even we'll have a huge villain takeover where we're having a multi-gang type of war where Joker's off on one side, Riddler's off on the other side, and then Clayface is doing his own thing. Stuff like that. That'd be really, really fun. So, and even Penguin doing his own thing. We could do stuff like that, and I really hope that, Arkham Asylum is still explored within a TV show, which is something that they were going to originally do to begin with. So that'd be really, really fun to see. And again, I know that a lot of people probably don't want this personally, but I would love to see Robin in this universe. Like, rather Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, just bring a Robin in. And considering the fact that they're skipping all the way to Damian Wayne in the Brave and the Bold movie, bro, honest to God, what's even stopping you from doing any of this anymore? What's stopping you from doing Dick Grayson Robin? What's stopping you from doing any Robin? I know that it might be a little weird and confusing, especially with the Brave and the Bold and Batman coming out around the same time. Not at the same time, but, somewhere around like 2025, 2026. So I personally think that, having Robin in here would be really, really cool. Or just having Dick Grayson, it would just be a nice parallel to have for Bruce Wayne. And I hope that that kid in the first movie isn't the only parallel we get with a kid that lost his parents or whatever. I hope we get Bruce Wayne trying to console a child and kind of see that he doesn't always need to be a dark douchebag to kind of like make the world a little bit better. He can kind of have some child that kind of makes him a little bit better. Kind of like God of War. God damn, that'd be perfect. Take God of War, for example, a quiet, reserved man who doesn't say much and has a kid that's completely fucking curious about the world and about Gotham, about crime fighting, and kind of makes Batman open up. That would be amazing. Oh my God, that would be so fucking good. So please give me something like that. I really want to see Robin. Even do time jumps and stuff like that. I want to see like Batman go into fucking year 30 and see what this Batman's like in the future at the end of his career. So I want to see multiple things like that. I think that we could see a lot with this Batman. It would be very, very fun to see Matt Reeves kind of branch out and keep expanding and keep doing things that we haven't seen done with the Batman character on screen before. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. You guys have been amazing with the support recently, and I love making these videos. So go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.